So they're increasing the attacks on me. They said this is what they do. If they want to kill you, they will hire a mob to attack you. My mother was complaining that a mob was following her as I was suing the NYPD. My friend Erigon also was complaining that a mob was following him as I was suing the NYPD. So I went to the McDonald's today on 86th and 4th Street, and this Chinese lady there, she always mocks me with a Spanish lady. So I told her I wanted to use the bathroom, and she told me to wait. She was laughing and was saying sorry to other people. And while I was waiting, an Arab guy I normally buy food from came behind my back and went into the bathroom. They give everybody else the passcode. They wouldn't tell me the passcode. You know, and she was laughing, so the camera would pick her up. They said this police and this Me Too, it can get you killed by telling people to get you angry. So when they see you're angry, they'll call the police on you that you're angry, bothering them, and the police will come and shoot you dead. So they say this is how they kill blacks in this country. So this lady, so they're forming a collusion to abuse me as an African immigrant that sued the NYPD. They said Diallo was shot dead before the bullets, and he couldn't get justice in this country, and the African countries didn't protest. So they said even upstate is much worse. They said New York City is even a little better. They said upstate is more racist upstate because a lot of whites there. In New York City, my mother was killed here, my friend was killed here. So how is it better? And there's no justice. They said a white male, Dana Penny, that killed a black American whose name was I can't remember. It's Jordan Neely. They said this black American was threatening people allegedly, and the white male killed him. And yet they arrested the white male, saying for second-degree homicide. This is second-degree homicide is when you recklessly endanger somebody's life. And my mother said when she was living with them in Pittsburgh, they were sending stuff to Nigeria to a woman that beat my mother up and broke her teeth. They were sending stuff to the children. So my mother said they were very adversarial towards her. So when my mother was having her problem, she fled Pittsburgh to come to New York to go to the hospital in peace. And her daughters came over here to the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward. And that's how my mother died. And they refused to charge my mother's daughters with second-degree homicide. A white guy that killed a black American, they said that black American was disruptive for the train. I don't know if he was disruptive or not, allegedly. But I said, and this white guy said he said it's not racist. He was planning to go to Africa when he killed the black American on tour. And he said it's not racist. Even some black people also helped them hold this black American male down. And people are very, very hostile to homeless. So as I said, there was some black people that also joined him. There was a black woman also that was congratulating him for helping hold it. People are very wicked to poor blacks. Even the black Americans, they're very evil. Some of them are very hostile to, to people that are homeless or poor, especially if you're African or whatever. So I don't condone what that Daniel nearly did. But my mother's daughters, they deserve to be arrested also, because my mother was saying they were very adversarial, and they can check the USPS record that somebody in Pittsburgh, was sending parcels to Nigeria from the zip code, because when you send a parcel through the USPS, they will take your they will take your zip code down and the destination and where the parcel. So my mother said when she was living in Pittsburgh in 2015 and 14, the address was sending stuff to Nigeria to to the children of a woman that beat my mother just to make my mother jealous. And then when my mother fled Pittsburgh to come to the hospital, because one of the dogs was poisoned apparently with car anti-free poison, so my mother fled Pittsburgh just to come to the hospital in peace in New York, to secretly go to the hospital so her daughters won't rejoice over her that now she's sick, she's about to die. And the daughters, when they found out she was in the hospital, they came here to New York and told the hospital to lock her up in the psych ward. I said my mother was so angry, she collapsed and the hospital declared her dead. And the U.S. government refused to charge my mother's daughters. And the African embassies need to protest. Now I'm being jumped. If I go to the McDonald's, I'll be taunted. They tell me to wait, and people will go behind my back to go use the bathroom. They give everybody else the passcode. They won't tell me the passcode to the bathroom. So treat me like I'm blessed. And they say if they want to kill you, they will tell people to be taunting you so you can get angry and give the police an excuse to kill you. Because then the police can kill you if people claim you're angry and you're threatening their life. So they've been trying to kill me like they killed Diallo. So the U.S. has to be called out for encouraging people to be attacking Africans for no reason. This Biden administration, Obama administration, my mother reached out to them before she was killed, that the police was attacking us, and they refused to help her. And then Erugana tried to help us, Erugana was killed. And they didn't prosecute Erugana killer. So now that Biden is back, as in the office, I've been telling people to help me call the White House to see if it can help me. It refused to help me. So the people need to protest, and the U.S. need us to work up. They're abusing Africans here like crazy. And this Me Too lady, I reached out to her that she should help me. I said, the NYPD sexually abused me and kicked me out of my home with my mother in 2010, and I regret I was trying to help us with the court papers, and went and choked him dead in 2014. I said she can't help me because if she helps me, the NYPD will drop the R. Kelly case and Weinstein retaliation, and she needs them to arrest Weinstein and R. Kelly so she can make money. So she thinks it's a joke, civil rights. So she brought the police to arrest her. So I've been trying to get her arrested or red because for denying me my civil rights, for not helping me, And since then, someone has been hiring Black Americans to be stealing my property, to be beating me, hitting me for the past 9 years. Now I've been experiencing that, especially when I said that, and they went and put me in the psych ward. A guy was sexually abusing me on the street, touching my body. He put us in front of police camera, July 20, 2019. And I told him to stop it, and they called the police on me. And I was telling the police they should look into the camera, the street camera, police camera on Bay Ridge and 4th Avenue. That this white guy was touching me in a sexual harassing way. And the police knocked me and began choking me, 2 minutes in the psych ward. At that time, I was calling for the Gloria Ore to be arrested because she failed to help me after Rigona was killed while she was helping me with the court papers against the police. At the same place I met Eric Garner where he promised to help me, that's where they choke him down. So now I'm being taunted everywhere. They say if they taunt you like that, they want to make you angry so the police can have a reason to kill you. Just like Diallo, the police shot him with 40 bullets, and they took the case to upstate, and they said it's very racist there, and the court dismissed the case. So they say Africans don't have any power in America, and they need to look into this Me Too group hiring Black Americans to be beating me and stealing my property. My property, all my clothes and stuff was stolen 2 days ago, October 20. Here, and I called the police, October 20, 2024, and the police refused to help me. They told me to wait and wait, and they told me, and they didn't help me. I spoke with the supervisor, kept me they arrived at the scene of the crime, and they told me to wait and wait, and they all left, didn't help. Made me wait for 3 hours for nothing. So anywhere I go now, they tell me to wait and wait and wait. And behind my back, they'll be attending to other people, letting other people use the bathroom, even though I'm first. So so they're taunting me. Say they're taunting you like that. They want you to be angry, so they can call the police and say no, they're all afraid for their life and have the police kill you, and they'll call it an accidental killing. So the U.S. shouldn't also World Cup. They're promoting genocide of Africans under this Biden and Obama. They said Obama didn't like his African father because he abandoned him and said he deported so many immigrants, and they believe it's because he didn't like his African father because he grew up under a Filipino father. And they said they grew up in a white neighborhood and people were making fun of him because of his dark skin. His sister had a lighter skin. His mother is white, but the father was Filipino. But they would separate him as an African. They thought he was an Arab. Thought he was a Muslim person because of his name. I said he went through a rough childhood. So they said because of that, he was deporting many Africans. And when my mother reached out to his administration, they didn't take her case, and my mother was killed by her daughters. So they need to investigate this Biden, Harris, and Obama. The international community, and don't bring the World Cup here. It's not safe. They are hiring Black Americans to jump me, and everybody else is joining it.